Hi, hello, hey to you all. I'm Tara. Welcome back. Today I'm showing you guys how to up your Instagram game, just how to refine everything, my kind of top tips and secrets that I've compiled from my 6 or 7 years of being a content creator online, and also from being a photographer for like the last year and a bit for clients specializing in social media photography here in New York. So I thought I'd give you my tips on how to edit your photos on the go. There is just so much you can do these days just from your iPhone without the need of Photoshop or any big expensive editing tools. So I thought that I would show you guys my favorites, kind of like my process, and yeah, my top 5 apps for creating a beautiful Instagram feed and just to turn an average image into something really special. I know 5 sounds like a lot and you guys may not need all of those, but for me I have a very highly curated kind of themed Instagram because for me Instagram is like the face of my business. Personally for me, I just like that look. I like putting up kind of artistic images. They're not all just like selfies. They're, you know, kind of moments in my life that I really like. So the first thing I always like to do is just do a basic cleanup of the image, and I think most of you might have heard of the app called Afterlight. It's a really awesome app. I feel like I just do all of my kind of general picture tuning in this. Things like resizing, cropping, straightening the image, rotating the image, I'll do this all in Afterlight. And then afterwards, I'll have a play around with the basic settings. So I'll play around with like brightness, contrast especially. I usually do add a little bit of contrast, and most of my pictures I take down the saturation a little bit because when I add a filter on top I don't want it to be too saturated. I always find that iPhone takes pictures on a slightly more yellow temperature, so I usually like to go into the highlight button, choose the blue highlight, and just add a tiny little bit of blue highlight just to even out the tone of the picture. And then sometimes I mess with the grain as well if I've got like a really dramatic or moody photo with a lot of shadows. Grain can be fun. Grain gives that kind of vintage film look to your pictures. If I know you'd be looking at my forehead so much in this video, I might have contoured it a bit more. I usually take it into my second app called Snapseed. This is just if I need a little bit of extra fine tuning on my image. I don't use this a lot. It's probably my least used app out of all 5 of them, but it's definitely very handy. It's kind of like a pocket Photoshop. The feature that I use most on it is a tool called the brush tool, and in this you'll have dodge and burn, exposure, temperature and saturation. I use the dodge and burn and the saturation tools the most. Dodge and burn will basically help you highlight or shadow certain parts of your image. It'll sort of like spotlight certain parts so you don't have to affect the entire image. I use the dodge to highlight certain areas as well, or if an area is too dark, I'll use the dodge tool on that. And you can pick 2 levels. You can pick level 5 or level 10, so the intensity basically. And then I also use the saturation brush a lot. This is really great if you want to add saturation, take away saturation. You can pretty much make whatever part of the photo black and white essentially if you wanted to. This is really great for, I don't know, if you have a subject or you just want something to pop in a photo but you want to take the color out of the background. It's really great for that. So if you have an outfit and you want to make the whole background of your frame black and white or monochrome and just take the color, the distracting color out, you can do that on this just by using and swiping your fingertips, and then you can just use the erase button to kind of bring the color back into, let's say, your outfit or your body. So yeah, I really like it for spot editing. Next app is a very well known one, but I think what's great about it is you can completely create your own style with it, and it's the VSCO app, which I'm sure almost everyone has at this point. It's basically a filter app, and you just have so many great filmic looking filters on it that look like they were taken on a really great camera, and it just makes, I don't know, it just really helps you create a theme. If you have a particular filter that you really like, you can use the same filter on all your photos. I've obviously got my 2 or 3 favorite filters of mine. You can also buy additional filters and they're not that expensive. I've bought a lot of them and I've been really happy with them. The only thing is when you buy more, I feel like you take forever to just choose a damn filter. I take so long. I could sit there for 20 minutes editing a photo on my phone. But what I really find different about the editing tools in this is it has a perspective. option, which basically means you can change the perspective of your photograph. I find this super helpful when I've done a flat lay, or I've tried to take a picture with my phone sort of above, but I didn't quite nail the shot, like I didn't quite get it on top. I've kind of done it at like a bit of an angle. Perspective can really help change how the photo looks, so that it looks like you took it from directly above, like that you were on a ladder and you got it right above the subjects you're shooting below. Number 4 is again another very well known one. This one you do have to pay for, but it doesn't cost much at all, and once you pay for it, you have it for life, and it is the Facetune app. A bit of a controversial app, and when I first got it I really thought I was going to delete it and not like it, because I saw so many people abusing this app, because it does have a lot of functions that make you look like a different person. So yeah, personally I tend to stay away from the smooth, the reshape. I just think if you're nip and tucking your body like that, once you start doing that to your photos, there's something you need to address. Yeah, it's very easy to get carried away with an app like this, but there's so many other features on it that I like, and that I like run almost every photo I take through before posting. If you are a fan of Instagram accounts that have a very white, bright look, it's more than likely they're using the whiten tool on Facetune. It basically just highlights a photo, it makes it pop, it removes any nasty warm colors in your photograph, and it just makes everything look bright and white. It doesn't work on every single photograph, but it works on most. It kind of has a desaturating effect as well. I also find the patch tool super handy. This will basically enable you to remove certain parts of the image. Like I find that maybe I take a picture outside and there's like loads of cigarette and fag butts on the floor. I can just nearly like patch them out with the app so that it doesn't even look like they were ever there, and it's a very, very well done tool. Like you can never really tell when I've used it, so I really enjoy that. It just gets rid of any unwanted parts of the picture. And then one that actually a blogger friend showed me, and it kind of changed my life, I was addicted to it for a little bit, is the filters in Facetune, specifically the lighting filters. These really make your Instagram images pop. Like if you've got like an outfit image, or I don't know, any image, you definitely need to try running it through the lighting filter. So yeah, you just hit the lighting filter, and there's a specific filter called lighter, and just by kind of swiping left or right you can adjust the intensity of this, but I absolutely love that one. I also sometimes play around with S-curve and sigmoid. Just adding a tiny little bit of either of those can also be kind of finish off a photograph. And this was kindly shown to me by one of my blogger friends, thank God, because I'd been looking for something like this for ages and nothing was quite as easy to use as this. This was exactly what I was looking for, and it's the UNUM app. It really, really helps you curate your feed. It helps you visualize how your feed is going to look when you add a photograph, just to ensure that it's cohesive and it blends well, if that's something that you're interested in. And as a kind of more of a business Instagram, it's definitely something that helps me improve my look. So it loads your current Instagram feed, and then there's like all these blank tiles for you in a grid for you to add photos that you think you're going to post, photos that you know you may have edited or have ready waiting, just so that you can put them in the feed, rearrange them, see how they're going to look, and just basically plan out the grid so you get the most out of your photograph in terms of where it's going to be and how it's going to look next to previous photos. So for me, this is super important. I pretty much never post an image without seeing what it looks like on my tiled grid first in UNUM. You want to make sure your Instagram is like completely on point and like so curated. This is the app for you for sure. So that is it. Those are my top 5 apps if you really want to up your Instagram game, whether you're a photographer, a creative, a person that just likes posting really nice pictures on Instagram. I hope you got something from this video and maybe tried out a couple of features from the apps that you already have that you haven't tried before. Let me know if you wanted me to do more kind of techie videos like this. I'd love your suggestions as always in the comments. And of course, I would love to know if you picked up anything from this video. Let me know in the comments what you'll be trying. And yeah, that is it. I'm going to go now. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you all very soon.